Hi, welcome back. It's been a hot minute. It really has. I have not posted anything. I had so many plans, and then I was just so dedicated to college last year and going out and having fun with my friends that I just kind of completely and utterly forgot about my plans for YouTube. But here we are. Back. It's 2023. New year, new me, and all that. Lol. But as a new year, which means a new reading year. So I'm going to go over everything I read in 2022. I did read a lot for me, really, personally. It was not a lot for other people, but for me that was a lot of books. I haven't personally read that much ever. To be fair, most of them were audiobooks. I think that helped a lot because like when I was doing other things, I was just listening to audiobooks. I could consume them faster than like a normal book. But I have plans, so many books to read this year. My goal this year is to read 30 books, so that's 10 more than what I read last year. But we can do it. I believe in myself. And plus, I've got summer, I got loads of audiobooks planned to listen to. I'm going to do a review of books for my course, for my work experience. So, I'm going to go in an in-depth. We'll go into that later because I'm going to do a whole other video on work experience. I think maybe, possibly, we'll see how it goes. I did have a plan to do a day in my life, but I'm rambling, so let's get into this actual video. Yeah. So like I said, I read 20 books last year, which is a lot for me. And I'm going to go through all the things I read, what I rated them. I'm hoping this is going to be a short video, so you don't need to listen to me ramble forever and ever and ever. So I'm just going to get into it, okay? So the first book I actually completed in 2022 was 1984 by George Orwell. I listened to this. I could not get enough of this. I love this. I can't believe it's taken me 19 years of life to read 1984, but alas, it took me 19 years of life to read 1984. So like I said, I loved this book. I rated it 5 stars. I'm just gonna like insert a picture of the thing here or whatever. I don't know yet. I'll decide later in editing, but I'm probably gonna insert a picture like where there's space. So here, I loved the world that George Orwell built, and it felt like so real in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like that could be us. Like, imagine being in that world and like having to have your mind basically wiped all the time, and you have to like be careful of what you're thinking. Like, what I think on the best of days is a load of shit. Can you imagine people like watching what you're thinking and like listening to what you're saying? Like, no thanks. The second book I actually completed was The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This was kind of a letdown. I heard so many good things about it. I thought it was going to be so good. It was going to be a short, quick, enjoyable read. But it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting more of who Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was. I was expecting more of their story rather than an investigative outsider like look on it. Like, I wanted to get to know, like, especially Dr. Jekyll, I wanted to get to know him more, and we didn't really get to see him that much, which was kind of a letdown, but it wasn't terrible. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I'm not gonna lie. But it could have been better. As a short read, it was quite good. It wasn't what I was expecting, and I think I need to stop expecting things from books, even when I don't have a clue what they're about. So I've learned my lesson. I need to stop relying on Monster High as well, because I thought it was going to be like, he was going to be a DJ or whatever. I did not think that, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. So I rated that 2 stars, which is an okay rating. Some of these are rated 0.5 of a star. It just depended on how I felt, but this was 2 stars. And then we read Midnight Sun. I started this in September of 2021. I did not finish this until March 2022. I hated this. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was expecting, right? I do not know. I just really wanted to know, like, Alice's thoughts, like, other people's thoughts about how he felt about, like, Bella, and, like, what they thought of the relationship, and if they hated her, and what they thought of her at the time. But oh my god, this whole book is unnecessary ramblings of a pygmy boy. That is all I put in my review for this. Because it is. Okay, it is. It's awful. I mean, it's not awful. If there's another one getting published, I'm definitely going to read that. Because I'm a hardcore Twilight stan, okay? Twilight runs in my blood, so I obviously have to read it. But it took me so long. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all. I was enjoying it the first 2 chapters, and that was it. I really want to see Eclipse through Edward's eyes. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that'd be kind of interesting, but New Moon, I don't want to read that at all. Please don't, Stephanie, please don't write New Moon. I couldn't care less what Edward was up to or what he was thinking. He made his bed, he had to lie in it. But I want to see Eclipse. But some of the things he says in this, I'm like, it kind of put me off Edward. And Edward was my first love, so that was kind of a disappointment. So I only give this 1 star. It's lucky to even get fucking 1 star, I'm not gonna lie. But I will definitely read another one if it comes out though, so it could not have been that bad. Then I listened to The Haunting of Hill House. I have not seen the Netflix show because I started it and I was like, this is so fucking boring. But I was like, I listened to like the wee preview on Audible for The Haunting of Hill House. I was like, this sounds like it kind of slaps. And it did. It was really good. It was just so predictable. Like, I knew it was going to happen, even though I hadn't like seen the show. I don't even know what the show is about. What is it? The same thing. But because I watched an episode, I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not watching the rest of this. But the book was predictable. I'm not gonna lie. The ending was so predictable. The characters were kind of bland. But I did enjoy it. It was a good read. I only gave this 3 stars. I don't know if I should have gave it 3 stars. I don't know if I should have gave it 2.5. But at the time I gave it 3 stars. So I suppose it must have been good. I mean, it was good. It was. I did enjoy it. It just predictable. That's all I'm going to say. There was no surprises or twists and turns. I wanted to know more about the backstory of the house. Like, there was backstory, but like, I feel like there was stuff missing. And then I finally finished... Hold on, I lost it. I finally finished this bad boy. This. Once I finished this, I have not stopped thinking about it. I bought the BBC Column First one. I watched the movie about 3 million times. This is honestly the best, like, romance I've ever read. It's like slow burn. It's so good. It's so wholesome. I love how she low-key hates him as well. Like, I just love that. Like, they get to know each other. They don't just, like, fall in love instantly. Don't believe in that shit. It's just not how life works, bro. And I love how they argued and, like, just low-key hated each other. And then it was like, oh, you're actually not what I think you are. And it was just so beautiful. I loved the writing. I loved everything about it. I will not take any hate on this book, okay? Don't be hating on Pride and Prejudice. Jane Austen is a queen. We stan. So obviously I give this 5 stars. I can give it more. I'd give it 10 stars. I have not loved anything more. Like, this is actually... The back it's falling off. I got this second hand anyway, and it was a bit bashed, but I take this everywhere with me. I was constantly, it was never out of my hands. It did take me a while to get through it though, just because I'm a slow reader, and it was taking me a while to actually digest the writing, but once I got used to it, I was like eating this shop. So would definitely recommend. Oh, I literally love. I'm gonna read it again, obviously. And then I listened to an Amityville Horror. This was an experience and a half. It was so eerie the full time, from the moment they moved in to the moment they left. I would have left way earlier, and also the guy like slowly going insane, just like, but a lot of things you'd be like, I'm not dealing with this, I'm leaving. Like, I know they put a lot of money into the house, but like you get to a point and you're like, I can't, no, get me out of here. But they didn't. Also the fact that the priest was affected like miles away while all this was going on, and like the phone calls and not being able to get through him. Oh, I just loved it. It was like scary. And also I believe that all that happened. I know some people don't, but I do. I believe in the paranormal and all that. So I was like so scared and refused to listen at night because I was not about to be haunted. Not today. Sorry, bro. Then I listened to The Surgeon. This is the Rizzoli and Isles series. If any of you have watched it, I don't know if it's the same, but the episodes I've seen are kind of, I don't know, I've never really related some to the books. Like, I read I Know a Secret in 2020 or 2019. I think it was 2020, and I loved it, but I didn't put two and two together that was the same as this. So I was like, I'm gonna read the series because I really enjoyed that, and you know what, I have really been enjoying it. I like how they're all kind of like connected, and there's like a story going through all of them. I haven't finished the series. I am only on 4 right now, but The Surgeon was so good. The ending slayed hard. I love how Rizzoli is just like a hardcore feminist bitch, and she low-key hates every male that she works with. And you know what? Same gal. Same. Kind of as well actually, but I feel you. Imagine being a cop, a police officer, and having to deal with pure sexist arseholes all the time. Would not be me. I would. And she's got a temper too, and the way she has to keep her fucking cool. Girl, just slap the bitch. But she won't. I give us 3 stars because it wasn't. It was like a 3.5. It wasn't a 5, and it wasn't a 4. It was 3.5. It was really. I really enjoyed it. Do you know what I really liked? I liked the fact that you could see through the killer's eyes and how he felt, and how he started getting obsessed with Rizzoli, and he was. I'm not gonna spoil it. Yes, there's the second book. We're gonna go into it later. And then we get onto the Midnight Library. The Midnight Library was so good. It was predictable and kind of like the samey at points. But you know what? I loved it too much to even care. Can you imagine that if you were about to die and you like got to go through all these possibilities in your life? How crazy would that be? And like basically relive your life. That, I would just love that, to be honest. I give us 5 stars. I have no other words than it was just such a good read. I listened to it in one day. I was like, this is so beautiful. Slay. Could not stop. Did not put it down. Didn't want to put it down. It was so good. Then we get on to this. I thought this was going to be good, okay? I thought it was going to be way more action than what there was. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. But it was actually shit. It wasn't shit. Do you know what? I need to stop saying it. It wasn't shit. It was meh. It had like so much potential and it just didn't hit the spot. I like the artwork though. The artwork kind of slays. Let me find some art. Like, serve. But no. It was just kind of a letdown. Like, the fight scenes were just lackluster. But I did like the relationship between Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, and how they both had like different fighting styles and how they kind of briefed between like their training and stuff like that. It was just kind of interesting. Then I read this, which is the novelisation of the film Labyrinth. Labyrinth is one of my favourite movies ever, and I can literally hear the voices while reading this. Yeah, I could hear the voices while reading this, and it like they had like little like art and stuff and like notes from the, what do you call that? I don't know, but like look, slay. I just loved it. I mean, I was going to give it 5 stars, but then I thought it's literally just like the novelisation of the movie. So I only give it 4. I already know the story, so like, do you know what I mean? But it's so good. I read this. Okay, I thought I enjoyed this. But I thought the romance would have been more. There wasn't a lot of romance between the two characters. They meet in a day. Basically, they fall in love within like a week or 2. And I am not about that. I'm not about being obsessed. They were literally obsessed with each other and it was just like super fast. And it just, yeah. And then when they find each other again, there was no, I felt like they didn't have any chemistry or connection. Yeah, and there was like hardly any romance in it. I was expecting more. I was like, just expecting more. It's very not it. So I only gave it 2 stars. I was just expecting more from the book, I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting more romance, more build up. I mean, it is a really good book, but if you want like fast pace, interesting and like just an interesting viewpoint on like how death works and how like teen romance is, because it is very like teen, like first romance, like moves very fast, like, absolutely utterly obsessed with each other, but realistically it would never last. It's very 2 months in and we're gone. Do you know what I mean? Like 6 months most. That's how the romance felt. But I don't know, maybe I'm just a bit older. Too old for this. Well, not too old. I think I'm not the right demographic for this book. I mean, the romance was cute though. What romance was there? So, yeah. It took me ages to actually finally read The Hunger Games. You're thinking, girl, we've been there, done that. Get on the fucking bandwagon. These, I feel like, right, I really loved all of these. It would have been so much better had I not seen the movies before. Like, I would have loved these so much more had I not seen the movies. Because I already knew it was going to happen. But Katniss is a serve. She's an actual slay. I gave this 3 stars. These are all really fast paced. Which I love. I consume them very fast considering I'm not a fast reader. So that was good. I think I finished the first one. Yeah, I finished the first one in like a month. The second one I finished in a month. And the last one I finished in a month, yeah. So really I was reading these super fast for me. In fact, I'm pretty sure I finished this in a couple of days. I'm not even going to lie, but on there it says a month, but I'm very forgetful. So for Hunger Games, I gave that 3 stars. It was just good, like, but it wasn't, I would have been better had I not seen the movies. Catching Fire, I gave 4 stars. There was more action, and I feel like there's more action and more story in the last 2, mainly because this one's just building up. There was definitely story. This could be read on its own. There was definitely story and plot and all that in here. But it was like building up for the rest of the series, I guess. First book in a series usually is just kind of building up for the rest of it, but building the story up. The next 2, I've dropped the other one. I really can't be arsed picking that up. Sorry, guys. But Catching Fire and Mockingjay, slight hard. I give them both 4 stars because, like I said, I'd seen the movies before, so I feel like I know the story, so I don't really give it 5 stars. But had I not seen the movies, I'm probably going to give them both 5 stars. After that, I read The Apprentice. The Apprentice, which is another Rizzoli and Isles book. This is the second one. I love this one too, but I didn't really love it enough to give it 5 stars. Only gave it 3, mainly because I don't know. I'm not really a crime. The crime isn't really. I've read better crime books. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't. I feel like if you're just getting into crime, I feel like these books are really easy to digest and consume, and they're not super graphic. So I feel like when you're reading it, it's like enjoyable. But she does know what she's talking about when it comes to autopsies and body parts, which is kind of disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite squeamish, but so The Apprentice was really good. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it better than I enjoyed The Surgeon. But yeah, 3 stars, 3 stars. Then I read Bridget Jones's Diary, the first and the second one. I don't have the copies on me just now. The first one was okay. Some of the decisions she made, I was like, gal, come on, grow a fucking backbone. Why are you putting up with these sexist fucking men who are clearly using you? Ugh. And like something, she's like, he's so cute, and I'm like, that's a fucking ick. But go you, gal, you do it. I don't know how the fuck she puts up with it. I'd like, see you. You know where to go. But alas, here we are. Bridget Jones as a character is kind of insufferable at times. That's why I only give it 3 stars. But it is really funny. As I don't know how the fuck I don't know how she gets into these situations, and like, come on, gal, how can you be that stupid? But pop off. The second one was so much better. I gave that 3.5 stars. It was just superior in every way. She'd grown as a character, however, some of the decisions she made was a bit stupid. Also loved the fact that there was actual like realistic tension in a relationship, and that it was an actual serious relationship. Like, she was more adult about this one, if that makes sense. But sometimes she still acts like a 14-year-old girl, and I'm like, come on, Bridget, grow a pair. Like, why? If you're confused, ask questions and actually listen to the answers that he's giving you, not just assuming all this stuff, and you wouldn't be in this situation. But Edge of Reason was really good. Also, it's hilarious that she ends up in the situation she ends up when she goes to, is it Thailand? I think it is Thailand. It would only happen to her, really. Also, I feel like if she and Mark really sat down and spoke about their issues, and if she really expressed how she felt about Rebecca, and that he needs to set boundaries with Rebecca, they wouldn't have been, they probably wouldn't have broke up, to be honest. But I think a big part of that is really confidence, and Bridget as a character does not have much of that. I read Christmas Carol because this was in the month of December. I was like, I'm just going to consume easy reads. The Christmas Carol is beautiful. Charles Dickens, come through. You know how to rate your books, bro. Obviously I watched them up at Christmas Carol immediately after. But The audiobook was read by Hugh Grant, and I'm not complaining. I was like, this is a serve. Obviously I give it 5 stars. The writing in this is so beautiful. I literally can't fault any of it. There's no fault in it because it's stunning. I have no more to say other than read it because it's great. It's a super short read. It's very entertaining. What more can you ask for? Do you know what I mean? The final book we read was Wuthering Heights. This took me a hot minute to consume. I was really enjoying it, and then I got to certain bits and I'm like, this is not a romance. Whoever told me this was a romance is a bonsoir big fat liar. This is about revenge and betrayal, and I wish people would stop saying it's a romance, because going into this I was like, oh my god, it's a romance. No, it's obviously not a romance, because Catherine marries someone else and Heathcliff becomes a petty, disgusting, spiteful little man. He's a vile creature. But also a lot of that's to do with the fact that he got his heart broken, and Catherine wants to play the victim, saying that she was so in love with him, blah 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 blah. Then why did you marry another man? Why did you marry another man, you bitch? Heathcliff could have been the bigger man. Heathcliff could have been the bigger man, but no, he stooped lower than low. Yeah, he stooped lower than Mr. Earnshaw, who is a bad man. Oh, I've just dropped the book. No! Yeah, Mr. Earnshaw is not a nice human being, and he was a bad bastard to Heathcliff. But that does not mean Heathcliff is the better person for stooping low and makes everyone's life a misery because of a decision that his lover that he's still in love with and can't fault made. So he made everyone else's life a misery. He was a horrible bastard. Catherine is no better, so people should stop being like, oh, Catherine just did it for blah 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 blah. Catherine is no better. Catherine literally made herself so ill because Heathcliff came back and she was like, I'm in love with you. You're not in love with him because you married another man. If you were really that in love with him, you would not have married another man. I'm sorry, you wouldn't. And to play the victim like you didn't break his heart. I don't know, there's some weird ass shit. Heathcliff does some weird ass stuff. I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit mad that somebody said to me this is a romance. And I did go in, there's some beautiful lines in it that you're like, oh yeah, this is a romance. But no, it is not. And people should, it's toxic. It's toxic to say this is a romance. Stop saying books are romances when it displays toxic relationships. I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of it. But other than that, the writing was stunning. Can't fault it. I loved the scenery. Loved the scenery. It was just a serve. Emily Bronte knows how to fucking write books. But I only gave it 3 stars just because I hated all the characters in this. I literally hated all the characters in this. I think I only liked Kathleen Linton. That's the only is that her name? Yeah. That's the only character I actually liked. She was the most horrible one. Oh, Edgar Linton. He was also tolerable. But he was also quite cruel to Heathcliff. To be fair, Heathcliff had an excuse for some of his behaviour, but for the most part, no. No. Take that attitude and fuck off. Stop saying Wuthering Heights is romance. It's pissing me the fuck off. So that is all the books I read in 2022. I'll keep you updated on the books I read in 2023. I've got a lot planned. I've got loads of books that I want to read and get through. Might reread some books. I don't know yet, but we'll soon find out. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and comment how many books you plan on reading in 2023. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.